It's December 17th. The air is hot and thin. Craig Stanfield, cousin of infamous 28's gang boss Ralph Stanfield, is walking with his friend on the streets of Valhalla Park when two men approach. Then silence. Stanfield's friend gets away unscathed, but he is gone, and another 28 falls. The streets of Cape Town have long been a battleground, but few names have become as synonymous with the violence as the Stanfield family. Over the years, their name has been etched into the city's dark history of gang warfare, power struggles, and bloodshed. Craig's murder is not an isolated incident, but the latest in a series of violent deaths that have plagued the Stanfield family. In March 2023, Simon Stanfield, another of Ralph's cousins, was killed in Delft. Just a few months later, in November, Noor Stephanus, also a Stanfield relative, was also shot in Valhalla Park. These murders are part of a broader pattern of ongoing wars tied to the family's connections to the 28's gang, one of the most feared criminal organizations in South Africa. The Stanfield family's involvement in the 28's stretch back decades. The 28's are part of the infamous numbers gang system and have long dominated the Western Cape's criminal activities, specializing in extortion, drug trafficking, and violent territorial disputes. The Stanfields are believed to have played a pivotal role in the gang's operations, with Ralph Stanfield rising to prominence as one of its key figures. Known for his cunning and ruthless leadership, Ralph has allegedly orchestrated numerous criminal enterprises, solidifying his reputation as one of Cape Town's most dangerous men. Ralph Stanfield's ascent to power was marked by strategic alliances and calculated violence, but his family's name also brought challenges. In October 2013, Saliam John, another Stanfield cousin, was wounded in a shooting outside the Western Cape High Court, where he was on trial for multiple crimes. The gunman was quickly arrested by police. Saliem's trial ended with him receiving a life sentence for 3 murders, further cementing the Stanfield family's notoriety in Cape Town's gang landscape. The family's activities have not been confined to street-level violence. In September 2023, Ralph Stanfield and his wife, Nicole Johnson, were arrested in the affluent suburb of Constantia. The couple was charged with car theft and fraud, but these charges are just the tip of the iceberg. The case has since expanded to include allegations of extortion and links to a broader criminal enterprise that has deeply impacted Cape Town's economy and communities. Ralph and Nicole's arrest has shone a spotlight on the extortion epidemic plaguing Cape Town. The Stanfields have been accused of masterminding schemes that target local businesses and construction projects. Their methods are brutal but effective. Intimidation, threats, and violence are used to extract payments, leaving businesses in fear and communities in chaos. This form of organized crime has become a significant issue in South Africa, particularly in Cape Town, where gangs like the 28's exert considerable influence over economic activities. The charges against Ralph and Nicole Johnson are extensive. They include allegations of fraud related to car theft, but more disturbingly, they are accused of heading a tender fraud enterprise valued at approximately 1 billion rand. This scheme reportedly involved high-profile figures, including former DA City of Cape Town Mayoral Committee member Malusi Bowie, who was arrested in September 2024. Bowie's co-accused, Abdul Kader Davids, was murdered just 2 days after being released on bail, a chilling reminder of the risks faced by those involved in these cases. The tender fraud charges were filed after investigators found evidence linking Stanfield's wife, Nicole Johnson, to suspicious tenders. Johnson was a director of the company Yibaninati. The company got a government tender relating to thermal cameras in 2017. In 2019, Ernest McLaughlin signed a register representing Yibaninati. McLaughlin also faced charges in a gun license case with Stanfield and Johnson. The cell phone number he provided on the register was the same as for Glomix house brokers, a separate company which Nicole Johnson heads. Glomix was building houses for the Western Cape government. Meanwhile, in February 2023, City of Cape Town official Wendy Kloppers was murdered at a building site. It is alleged that men linked to Stanfield threatened City of Cape Town officials over housing contracts in the same month. McLaughlin was killed in March 2023, and so too was Stanfield's cousin, Simon. That same month, Malusi Bui's office was raided. He was a Human Settlements Mayoral Committee member and was suspected of taking bribes from Johnson for tenders. This is when Stanfield and Johnson are arrested for car theft, and while detained, Noor Stefanus tragically met his end. The Stanfield family's reach extends beyond their immediate criminal activities. Their influence is woven into the fabric of Cape Town's gang culture, with allegations suggesting they have orchestrated assassinations, manipulated witnesses, and maintained control over significant portions of the city's criminal economy. The murder of Rashid Staggy, a former Hard Living's gang boss, in December 2019, has also been linked to Ralph Stanfield and his associates. This killing, like so many others, highlights the deadly rivalries that define Cape Town's underworld. Craig Stanfield's murder last week adds another grim chapter to this story. His death is believed to be connected to ongoing power struggles within the 28's gang. Police reports suggest that Craig and a friend were ambushed by two armed men who opened fire. While Craig was killed instantly, his companion escaped unscathed. Investigators have arrested 3 suspects in connection with the shooting, 2 of whom were found in possession of firearms and ammunition. However, whether these arrests will lead to convictions remains uncertain. The impact of the Stanfield family's actions extends far beyond their victims. Their alleged extortion practices have disrupted Cape Town's business community, creating an atmosphere of fear and stifling economic growth. Construction companies, small businesses, and even major corporations have been forced to navigate a landscape dominated by gang influence, where refusing to pay could mean violence or worse. The ongoing court case against Ralph and Nicole Johnson is a pivotal moment in the fight against organized crime in South Africa. If convicted, it could send a strong message to other gangs and criminal organizations. However, dismantling the Stanfield family's network will require more than just legal victories. It will take a concerted effort from law enforcement, community leaders, and policymakers to address the root causes of gang violence and provide alternatives for those caught in the cycle of crime. For now, the streets of Cape Town remain a dangerous place where the legacy of the Stanfield family looms large. Craig Stanfield's death is a stark reminder of the human cost of this violence. As the investigation continues and the court case unfolds, one can only hope that justice will prevail and that Cape Town can begin to reclaim its neighborhoods from the grip of fear and corruption.